most of the time.
Well, give us a brief, history of what is the benefits.
Benefits can range from, there's a lot of benefits that can range depending on what class you fall into.
Right.
It's just something that I usually have to sit down with a veteran or a widow or a child and just sit down and talk to them to see exactly what they are entitled to.
Right. Say like if someone is sick and they're having to go to the VA hospital a lot, how do you handle that?
If a veteran goes to the VA hospital a lot, the VA has changed, the hospital has changed a lot in the last couple of years because of the cutbacks that Congress has done. And so it's kind of complicated because they now go by, used to, for example, when I got out, when a lot of us Vietnam veterans got out, all you had to do was take your 214 to the VA, and that was it. It don't work that way now. Now, you just about have to have a service-connected disability or be under the thresholds to get hospitalization. Because if your income is too much anymore, then you have to pay co-payments and everything else, just like at a regular hospital, basically.
Exactly. Where is the DAV located at in London?
The London DAV is on exit 41.
Exit 41.
At what I call Dog Patch.
Dog Patch, yeah.
It's not in Dog Patch, but it's behind the Clark truck stop, if people know where that's at.
Okay.
And we're on DAV Lane, and we're on the end of the road in the red building, and that's where we're located at.
Very good. And you're doing so much for the veterans, and you're helping the veterans. I remember a long time ago, I don't know if it's still being published, the DAV magazine.
It's a good, and DAV magazine, I was going to mention that, is an extremely good magazine.
Okay. What all is covered in there? Just like different things and upcoming events and things?
They have upcoming events, and like I said, we are geared towards service, so a lot of the information in the DAV magazine is service-oriented. We do have interesting stories. Right now, a lot of it's Iraqi, Afghanistan.
Right.
So a lot of stories about Iraqi, Afghanistan veterans, but a lot of it is service-oriented.
Now, what does it take to become a member of the DAV? Just walk in, say, hey, I want to be a member, or is there a process to it?
Well, it's not really much of a process. Basically, you said it. If you want to become a member, it's pretty easy. You can contact any DAV member, and the qualifications are all you have to do is be honorably discharged veteran. And
do you pay like membership dues?
There are membership dues, and it's based on your it's based on your age. And the initial down payment is $40.
$40.
And you have 3 years to pay the rest of your membership. Like I said, it's based on age, so I can't sit and explain. I can't tell you exactly what.
That's just the basics. Now, you're just helping out so many veterans, men and women that have been serving our country. And, a lot of veterans, they just don't realize that they can get the help,
They don't, because their brain, I guess, is kind of geared toward, when you first get out, you've got an attitude where you don't want really nothing to do with the government to begin with.
Right.
And then over time, gradually, you start discovering, well, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. But you still don't know what to do.
Right.
Because things have changed. And that's where I come in at, and where others like me come in at.
Right. I noticed in the paper this week, another London resident, young man, gave his life for our country.
Mr. Napier.
Yeah.
I knew him.
And people don't realize what veterans and what the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, what people go through just for our freedoms and liberties. And we, as the community, need to support the DAV. How can we do that?
That's a real good question. I'm glad you asked that, because the DAV is a completely non-profit organization. We exist locally on contributions and dues memberships. That's all we run on.
Right.
And we have annual drives and stuff like that. But to give donations, again, you can contact a local DAV member, and they'll be glad to take your money.
Very good, very good.
The money is, I will say, if you don't mind me, the money that we collect is used to help other veterans. It's not
Very good.
to build a bar. It's not to do none of that stuff. It's to build a chapter to where you can bring your family out
Very good.
and enjoy it and have the camaraderie between other veterans.
Yeah, and we want to give this number out again. Mr. Bob Ellison, DAV here in London, helping veterans to get their claims. And once again, it's 877-1308, located at exit 41 behind the dog patch, the Clark truck stop, right in that area. You need to go by and see him and talk to him, get a free consultation.
Right, it don't cost nothing. Just it might cost you a few minutes to come in, but